Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the Netrock server. I hope you are doing just fine today. I am doing very good, thank you. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room. I've got my normal skin back. I mean, let me take the armor off. I'll show you. I am back in my normal skin. Here it is. Restrictions have begun to lift here in the UK, so I figure as long as we maintain an appropriate distance from the rest of the users on the server, it's safe for me to walk around in my normal clothes rather than in that hazmat suit. However, I do have something else I would like to change into, if you will just bear with me 1 second. Here we are, much more comfortable. As you can see, I have gotten myself an elytra and a dragon head, and it feels great. Ooh, ow, my face. My beautiful dragon face. It feels so good now to be able to just float around the server. Look at that, that is a big old beastly head. We're gonna just take that off, pop the helmet back on. I went and got myself an elytra, and I love how it takes on the design of my cape. It looks brilliant. Oh, we can just fly around. Oh, things feel so much better. Things feel good now. The base doesn't feel so big anymore. That was part of the problem with this base, is it would take forever to get from one side to the other to do any work, especially because all of my resources and stuff are in this little shed right here. So I'd have to come here, gather the supplies that I need, and then walk all the way over to the other side of the base that I was working on. But now we can just fly over here with all the grace and poise that we will ever need, and it feels so good. So good indeed. I've been doing some work on the storage room as well, by the way. It started to move some stuff down here, as you can see. But where did this elytra come from, and where did the dragon head come from, I hear you ask? Well, in a live stream, I went off to the end, and I went hunting for an elytra, and I went hunting for a dragon head, and we found it. I'll include a little brief clip of that live stream, but I would definitely recommend going and checking it out for the full story. Don't look at them, another shulker. There they are. There it is. There's one feature of these boats that no journey to the boat is complete without. And that is this boy right here. The head of the Ender Dragon. You're mine. Now, talking of the live streams, we introduced a brand new member here to the Netrock server. We have welcomed on board Jacoby Gaming, and she streams very frequently on Twitch. I'll leave a link to her Twitch down in the description below. And when she joined, myself and her, we live streamed her first day here on the server as she was getting settled. Again, I'll include a little clip of that, but I would definitely recommend going and checking out the full streams. My full streams are always uploaded to the YouTube channel here, and Jacoby's will be on her Twitch channel. Again, the link to that is in the description. Go and give her a follow. I think she's going to be doing a lot more work here on the server, and it would be really good to go and give her some good old support and a big old welcome to the server.
Just right-click it on the emerald.
Pop the button on here.
I feel like we're about to enter the plot of Endgame here.
I think we're about to enter like Silent Hill.
On this block.
Yeah, that's right. And then just give it a little push,
My
and then you
goodness.
can gather here and admire the welcome sign.
Oh!
Can't see it on the blue distance.
Oh no! There's fireworks.
Everyone go closer. Everyone go closer.
I get closer.
Come near.
Oh.
Wasn't that stunning?
Oh!
Oh!
Oh my god!
See.
Thank you. That is the Netrock fireworks show. I don't do any more in case I blow the world up.
Oh, it's because my render distance is too low.
Oh. Well, it looks stunning.
I believe you. You've done more than enough for me already.
Oh.
Now, on that note, we're actually going to go and have a look at her lodgings where she's set herself up. She's actually not too far from where I'm living. She's not too far from me or Toby. We both live relatively close to each other. And she's actually set up shop kind of midway between us. As we can see just coming through the trees here. I need to bring my HUD up. Ooh. This is Toby's spot right here. And he's actually built a new building since the last time I was over here. Yep. That's what the wings are great for as well, is making jumps you wouldn't ordinarily be able to make. He's actually built this building right here, which looks stunning. It's like a barn, I think. Got a couple of piggies right here. And, oh, look at the pig trough in the back there. That's a really nice little detail. I like that. Oh, this is cool. It's a nice little pig barn. And in here, oh, it's an entire animal barn. I've got some sheep here. We got some cows. What's through the door here? Oh, a little paddock for Donut. For a horse named Donut. Did anyone else have names? I don't think they did. The cows don't. I'm assuming that they're going to be for dinner at some point. And some nice little storage up. Oh, this walkway is beautiful. I like that. I do like that indeed. Oh, wonderful. Nice little barn right here. He's got his enchanting space, his portal, his house and storage room right there. That's brilliant. But not why we are here. If we hop on over and follow this path, this should take us over to Jacoby's place. We have the bridge. Oof. And here is her little house. I was going to call it a shack, but it's not a shack. This is a nice little dwelling. We've got ourselves a rainbow conservatory here with 3 beds. 4. Sorry, my mistake. 4 beds. I guess we're expecting visitors. And we got another little paddock for the horses right here. And what else? Oh, a little lava lake. Those flowers are going to be very dangerous to obtain. Very dangerous indeed. And whatever this is. What is this? Let's have a look. It's like a little water castle type thing. It doesn't have anything in it. Oh well. Oop. Fly! There we go. We managed it. Still kind of getting used to the mechanics of Elytra flying a little bit, because I don't think I've ever had one on the server here. So I'm not too familiar with how to get them working properly. But we'll get there. We're working on it. So Jacoby is a big fan of the bees. I think she's planning on creating a kind of bee sanctuary in this flower forest, which I'm very looking forward to seeing. And I think Sam has begun to set up shop here as well, because we're noticing a little bit of birchwood, an overabundance of birchwood, if you will. But yeah, she's not far away from us at all. This is her nether portal, and it is literally just around the corner from ours. If we just hop in here, then we can basically follow that torch up to the top here. Here's the Crimson Forest. There's the Nether Fortress, which means that we literally just need to pop right the way up here. And here is our portal. Oof! Oh, he's going to be waiting for us on the other side now, isn't he? Never mind. Never mind. Bring it. Oh, he's not waiting for us on the other side. Alright then. That'll suit me. Down to the ground. Now, there is a slight issue with having an Elytra, who we have named Paul McCartney, by the way. The problem with having a set of wings is that you need fireworks to really take advantage of them. And in order to make fireworks, you need paper and you need gunpowder. Now, my gunpowder supply is not awful, but it's not great. We could definitely do with more. And my paper supply is more or less non-existent, as is my sugarcane supply, which we use to get the paper. So, we need to work on a way of getting those things much more easily. Within my ender chest here, I have the materials to do so. I've got all of my sugarcane, which we're going to plant to make an automatic sugarcane farm. And I also, in these shulker boxes, also obtained from the end raid that we did to get the elytra, I have got the materials that I am planning on using to make a mob farm. We haven't actually got one on the server, and I thought, well, we could just build a creeper farm, but they need cats, and cats are very difficult to come by at the moment. I basically need to create an entire village to have the cats spawn so that I can tame them. You can't get cats from ocelots anymore, so cats are a little bit difficult to obtain. Yes, I have all of the villagers, but no, I have not got a fully functioning village yet for cats to spawn in. I also built this house, by the way. What do we think? I quite like the look of this house. If we just do like a... Oof! Easy. Is this one of the high-powered ones? No, it's relatively small. If we just do a little kind of fly around, so it's not too big. Ugh. Nice and small in the back garden here. I've got a small fire pit, a pond, some trees, a little rock formation, and inside the actual house is just nice and cozy. Nothing too fancy, just a little seating area, some indoor greenery that's growing upwards. Yeah, nothing too fancy. Little balcony. This I really liked. I accidentally made some chains and thought, well, I need to use them somehow. And so I made it hold up this little storagey bit just up here. Before we continue with establishing our mob farm and getting all that set up, I'm actually going to fly back to spawn, because I can. And there's something that I would like to show you all first. As a matter of fact, we don't really need to go to spawn, it's just I fancied the journey. Without wanting to flex the muscle too much, now that we can fly, I kind of want to take advantage of that a little bit. So I'm going to fly my way to spawn, and then I want to show you something. I did show it off on a live stream, but I'm gonna include it in the episode here as well. Alright, perfect. Here we are at the stronghold. Let us dive through into the end. Oop. Wonderful. So, as you can see, we have this leaf path that just leads off straight into the distance. If we ever so carefully and daintily make our way down to it, brace yourselves, we can travel on to the Enderman farm. You can see it in the distance there. I'm going to get rid of the HUD and I'm going to zoom in. I'm not going to look too much up though, because that is danger. But just watch these Endermen fill this thing up as we approach. There they are. They begin to spawn in, and look at them. There's just a non-stop flow. Look at that. Masses of them. Just everywhere. To the point where they start dying through entity cramming. It's so high-powered, this thing. It's unbelievable. It's also very dangerous. But what we do, we just come in here, and then we can just hack away nice and easily. Especially with easy. Especially with sweeping edge. It's an absolute treat. And just look at them. They just get executed. And the amount of XP. Look at that. We're totally healed on everything already. The kinds of ender pearls we get. There's so much. This is an absolute joy to use, this farm. Just look at it. It's insane. You can hear them all dying just because there's too many of them. I don't even need all these. They can just sit in there. I'm not 100% sure how it works. Maybe I'll get my camera account on here to have a little look around so we can try and fathom this out. But it is just absolutely absurd. So it has something to do trying not to look at everything. There's an endermite in this minecart right here. and that makes the Endermen very angry. They spawn there, get over on the pad just over there, get very angry, come charging up the pathway here into the farm. They can't get to the Endermite, but we can get to them, I think is how it works. A beautiful feat of engineering, that farm. Absolutely adore it. Now, as I mentioned, my fireworks situation is a little bit dire at the moment. We need to get out and build ourselves a mob farm. And that is exactly what I intend to do. I have found a corner of an ocean which should make things nice and simple for us. I'll head on over there. I am going to make just a couple more rockets though, just to make sure we can actually get there. I'll head on over there and then I'll tell you a little bit more about what we've got planned. So I found myself a little island right here that we can use as a base. We're going to build the farm pretty much above this bit of land here. As you can see, if I just float around for a little while, there is pretty much nothing around us except a shipwreck. Or was this one of the ones I took out earlier? Boosh! This may have been the one I found earlier. Yeah, probably. Or if it wasn't, then there's nothing useful in there for us. So, take off. There we go. So yeah, after just a little quick fly around, as you can see, there is pretty much nowhere for mobs to spawn other than the island that we're going to build on, which I've already lit up, so we're fine. There are other occasional bits of land and odds and ends and stuff, but nothing that's going to be close enough to interfere, I don't think. This land that we're going to build above is pretty far away from anything else, so we shouldn't have to worry. We're also going to build the farm quite high up in the sky, so we won't even need to worry about mobs down in the caves either. So this is actually ideal. Once we're finished, I'm just going to flatten this so that mobs can't spawn on it, and then we should be right as rain. We're not too far away from our base either. Our base is over in this woods direction, I believe. We're about 800 blocks away in total, so it's also relatively close and convenient, which is brilliant. You know, we're all about the easy life, making things easy. I think I had a look at these monuments as well. All about making things easy, and this farm location is certainly among the easiest. I think we're nice and close. The land doesn't require that much conditioning, so I guess there's nothing left to do other than get the camera account on and have a good old time lapse. coming into view. Just look at the size of this thing. Absolutely huge. So it's still a little bit rough around the edges. We're nowhere near complete just yet. We're gonna get ourselves... Let's just do a quick landing. Ooh, there we go. So down here, I'm gonna want a full, like a proper storage system. This thing is a bit... It's rough around the edges. It'll do the job for the time being, but it's not as good as it can be. We'd want separate chests for all the different drops and that sort of thing. Because this thing should be able to farm pretty much every kind of hostile mob. We'll get the rotten flesh, the iron, armor, carrots and potatoes from zombies. None of which we need because we have a zombie farm, admittedly. Bows, bones, arrows, armor from skeletons. Admittedly, we have a farm, so we don't really need any of those either. Spider string, which we have a farm for, so we don't really need any of those. Creepers for the gunpowder, that's why we've built this thing, really. And also witches. We could get witches spawn here, and a load of their drops as well. Redstone, glowstone, glass bottles even, all that sort of stuff. So there's quite a lot that we would need to sort out down here. But it should be great for us. I've also been growing sugarcane. I want to build a automatic sugarcane farm in this area as well, just so that we can get some good firework production going over time. So there's definitely a lot of work that needs doing down here. We need to mob proof it. As I said, I want to get rid of all of the land here so that there's even less spawning space for the mobs, and it should make sure that they all spawn up there. I have got a soul sand elevator right here to get us to the top. Unfortunately, you don't lose any air bubbles in one of these elevators. You can just ride it straight to the top and you will not have your air deplete. If I take my Aqua Affinity helmet off, you should see that our air bubbles stay full, which is good. And it's also a very quick journey upwards. Look at that, the bubbles aren't depleting. You get a view of the farm as you go up. There's the redstone. All the way to the AFK spot at the top, which is very rough and ready. It's nowhere near safe at the moment. This spot right here is right above the center of the farm. This is the perfect AFK place. So we want to build a nice safe spot right here where we're not likely to fall off. We want a roof so that phantoms don't spawn, all that sort of thing. So there's still a little bit of work that needs doing, but I can do that off camera. I just want to get it to a point where we have a fully functional farm. There is also no truly safe way down at the moment. You just kind of have to take a flying leap off of the top and try and land in the water, which isn't ideal. So what I'm thinking is, to the side of this elevator here, we'll just have a shaft that you can drop down with a water drop right at the bottom. I think that makes the most sense, to be honest. Let's just go down and have a quick look at the redstone right here. It's not a problem if you have elytra wings, of course, but not everyone does at the moment, so I want to make it safe and accessible for everybody. So what's going to happen here is we're going to flick the lever, and this is basically a massive redstone clock. All of the repeaters are set to full delay, and then it'll come all the way around and just loop until we switch it off again at the lever. Again, up at the AFK spot, just at the top there, I want a way to control this from up there, so you haven't got to come down and give it a go. But I think that is everything. I think we are basically ready for a test run of this, just as it switches over to night, of course. But I think we're ready for a test run. We have got Josh and Jekka on the server at the moment, so the rates may not be as brilliant as they would be were we the only ones. But I think we're ready to give it a go. All I need to do is just take out the torches that are on each row, on each layer of this thing, and then we should be good to go. It's worth mentioning as well that this is a design by a YouTube user who goes by the name of Nembon. I think everyone is relatively familiar with that name, but I shall include a little card in the video should you wish to go and see his tutorial on how to build this thing. It really is relatively straightforward. The most expensive thing here is probably the observers, but there's only 10 of those. You can get that much quartz relatively easily. The redstone's not too much of a bother either. So it's a pretty cheap, all things considered, farm, which is wonderful. That's what we like here, cheap and cheerful. I mean, it's looking kind of good already. I did just see a couple of mobs have spawned in there already, which is very good. But we're not quite there yet. We just need to get this in, and then we should be there. All of the dispensers in the middle here contain water buckets, which will fire every so often and flush out all of the mobs. At least that's the theory. I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head up to the AFK spot, get my camera account on, and then we will have a look and see just how this thing manages. Alright, so as the sun rises, flick the power on. All the water works. It seems to be pushing things off. Nice. That's looking good. Now I'm just going to descend down to the AFK spot, or ascend to the AFK spot, I should say. You might even notice my nameplate. There he goes. Let's see how this happens for us now. Right, there we go. Yeah, mobs are spawning. The water does indeed all fire on all of the layers. It does wash them into the bottom channel, and then that should dump them all onto the hoppers here, where they all die, and then it drops all of their drops down into the storage system underneath. We've got some more mobs coming in here. This is ideal. This is ideal, look at it. Then we've got a nice wide section in the middle here so that the spiders don't get caught. Down they go. All the water switches off. Oh, no new mobs that time. That's okay though. Remember, like I said, there's other people on the server at the moment, which will certainly impact the rates of this thing. Alright, let's see how... Hey! Let's see how we've done. I mean, that ain't bad. That ain't bad for a first go. While I was waiting for it to turn to daytime from night, I went and found a shipwreck. So, I've got some buried treasure to go and find. Alright, I'm going to spend some time looking for that. I'm also going to work on prettifying up the mob farm area, making it nice and safe for everybody. And when we come back next time, hopefully things should be looking pretty, well, pretty, I suppose. Yeah, ooh, that's not that way. Here we are, it's over here. Yeah, I am now excited. We don't really have to worry about firework rockets anymore. We're in a good position. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Take care. Have a good day. Bye. So I'm now the only one on the server. And in the middle of the day, just look at some of the rates we get here. Plenty of nasties. Look at them all. And then it just rains them down. Oh, this is wonderful. Don't mind the night vision. That's gonna go. Just look at these rates. Look, there's a witch there. I just saw that witch spawn in. Oh, look at that. Loads of mobs, and then they all just come raining down. Slight spider blockage, but they all come down. Pretty much everything lands on the hoppers. A couple of bits spilling out over the side, but... Oh, that's incredible. During the day, when you're the only one online, this thing is going overtime. I love it. Fantastic.